John, one of the debates, which is going to obviously be an electoral debate, is how quickly fiscal tightening occurs. We saw letters in the press by economists, leading economists, over the weekend. Are you in the camp of that tax rate should be raised and spending cut very urgently, or are you more in the Labour camp of, and the old Keynesian camp of, let's wait and see?
Well, I'm not in the political camp, but I mean, my view is that, you know, we're barely crawling out of recession. You don't really want to hit the economy with big tax rises in 2010. So I think the real action on this would probably start, you know, from 2011 onwards. But I think once you get started from 2011, assuming the economy is by then on a recovery path, you probably have to move faster than the government's indicated. So you'll need to have a bigger squeeze than the government has yet owned up to, if you like. So it's not really a political issue. Whoever wins will have to do this.
I don't know, Alpesh, I just feel at the moment the tax message is just wrong, right? It's not. There's no encouragement for whether it's an overseas company, overseas investor, or for someone already working in this country to go out and try and invest and create growth.
You're absolutely right. The focus is most definitely not on encouraging long-term investment through fiscal policy as things stand. The focus is very much on, we're in a hole, how do we get out of this? My concerns, and the question I put to John is, what do you see the impact for the next 12 months on sterling as a result of this as a currency? Are we undervalued, overvalued, rightly valued as things stand in terms of the currency?
Well, I mean, I think that sterling has been relatively weak for some time, and I think that's a good thing. And I think that so long as we get a credible fiscal plan in place, then that should allow interest rates to stay low for longer and should keep sterling at a relatively competitive level and hopefully support an export-led recovery, which I think is the kind of recovery we want to get over the next 2 or 3 years. So hopefully sterling will remain at or around current fairly competitive levels, but that does depend a lot on what happens to fiscal policy and therefore to interest rates.
John, thanks very much, Steve, for joining us.